The following is a presentation of CUTV Sports and CUTV Sports 1.
Hello and welcome to the Gary Dunn Show for September 26, 2017. I'm your host, Gary Smith, and on today's show, we have a lot to cover because we are in the beginning stages of PSAC West Divisional play, and we're going to take a look back at last weekend's game against Seton Hill, and then this upcoming week's road game against the Slippery Rock at a night game. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, Coach, welcome once again. It's I was talking to some people. If they ever renovate Adamson Stadium, we're going to save some money because you don't have to renovate the whole bleachers from this year, just the edge, because for the second home game out of 3 dates has come down to the last play.
Yeah, it's exciting times at Adams Stadium. We were excited to finish it off and get the win. Moving on to the next one.
That's the most important thing, get that W. Coming into this game, we talked a little bit last week, divisional play is a different beast because, like you said, these are the teams you're most familiar with in the recruiting trail, the film room. We've played them once a year for the past 110 years pretty much. And this week's opponent, Seton Hill, you can throw the records out. They were winless coming in, but basically they treated it as their Super Bowl, 30-minute difference between the two schools, and it was a slugfest.
It was a really good college football game. We explained to our guys that we're going to get everybody's best shot. We've got a target on our back, and we need to embrace that. And we knew, 2 weeks ago at Millersville, we got their best shot. This week, tip your hat to Seton Hill. They played a heck of a ball game offensively. They made a ton of plays. Quarterback had a tremendous day, putting the ball right where it needed. They had diving catches, falling down catches, tip catches. Tip your hat to them. They played a great game, but really proud of our guys, both in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams, staying poised, staying in control, and believing that we're going to find a way to pull that one out, and that's what we did. So really proud of our bunch.
Yeah, and all three phases pitched in because, like you said, there were some crazy plays, and we'll see them a little bit later in the highlights. But we'll break it down unit by unit. Offense, did a good job of controlling the clock, moving the ball. But for the first time, I think, since he started, Michael here didn't throw a touchdown pass. But the running game punched in a couple hard-nosed 1-yard, 2-yard touchdown runs, what you need in the red zone.
Yeah, I believe we had 5 rushing touchdowns on Saturday. And we try and take advantage of what the defense is doing. And they were playing a lot of coverage. They were trying to keep everything in front of them. They weren't going to allow us to throw the ball and have big plays. Michael did a great job, and Coach Salisbury did a great job putting us in the right plays. We throw touchdown passes sometimes because the defense allows us to. If they're going to play coverage and we like our numbers in the box to run the football, then we're going to do that. I thought our running backs and our offensive line did a great job. And it just – it goes back to our whole philosophy offensively is we're going to be a balanced offense. We want to be able to run it and throw it, and the run game presented itself this weekend probably a little bit more than the previous week. So we ran it and did a nice job. Really proud of the offensive linemen, the tight ends, and the running backs for being able to get that done down in the red zone. That was a big key. Yeah, definitely, and it's great to have the wealth of running backs you have because there's no drop-off between them. We have 3 solid running backs that could start anywhere, and you had to lean on them a lot for ball control, and then like you just said, getting those nice short touchdown runs, which I'm sure as a former offensive lineman, it's great to see the line pushing the other team backwards. Yeah, extremely proud of our running backs. At times it's hard on those guys because we do have 3 good ones, and young guys and student athletes want to play as much as they can, but they have to understand that the goal is for California to win. And they're doing a nice job of that. Really proud of the way those guys, Jimmy Wheeler comes into the game cold and in a big moment in that game when we had to score a touchdown, breaks a couple runs, and he scores the one that puts us up 2 scores. So proud of those guys, proud of our efforts. Offensively all day long, I thought we played really well. We only punted twice, and when we did punt, it was 2 mental mistakes. One by our coaching staff, and me in particular. It was a bad call by me on a 3rd and 4. And then another one was a mental mistake down the road that really the only 2 times we punted all day. So proud of the way the offense played. And then on the special teams, the times you didn't punt, a couple times the drives ended inside the 20, 25-yard line, but no hesitation. You have a kicker, Will Brazil, that PSAC West Special Teams Player of the Week. I mean, he had some clutch kicks in that game because they weren't just your typical, 35, 30-yard
chip shots, I mean, there was some length to those kicks.
Yeah, Will's doing a great job, and we have all the confidence in the world that Will's going to go out and do what he does, and our protection was good, our snap and our hold was good. That's a big weapon for us to have when, we stalled a couple times there in the red zone. To be able to send Will out there and collect points is a big weapon in college football, and proud of the way he did. Really, all special teams, with the exception, I'm sure we'll talk about some onside kicks at the end of the game, but I thought we punted the ball well. Our return game was big this week. We had a couple huge kickoff returns to get us out in great field position. Our kickoff team did a pretty good job of pinning them down in there. So when we chart our special teams, we felt like we did a good job and won that battle on Saturday.
And for the second week in a row, your special teams had a block kick. Last week at Millersville was a blocked field goal attempt, and this week it was a blocked punt. And I know there's at least been one other game you had your special teams as a block kick. That seems like we talk about that every week. Your special teams is that's not only a field position change, that's a momentum change right there.
Oh, absolutely. We spend a lot of time on special teams, and Coach Wilson does a phenomenal job of getting our guys to buy into what we're doing. The block kick was a big part of that game, but that's what we aim to do is put pressure on opposing teams by whether coming after kicks or setting up big returns. Special teams is huge for us, and a big part of that game, and a big part of our season so far that we've got to continue to develop and grow. We're starting to play a lot more freshmen and younger guys on special teams and getting them involved, and they got to continue to develop that.
And having a great special teams, that's got to be good because it helps not only the team as a whole, but it helps the offense. It gets them back on the field and helps the defense because it gets them a little bit more rest.
Yeah, it's all about field position for us. It's when we can create field possession opportunities for either our offense or our defense, it makes their job a lot easier, and that's kind of what we preach.
And on the defensive side of the ball, front seven once again, really there was no run game to speak of for Seton Hill, and that's been the strength of the team so far this year because no team has been able to run on your defensive front seven.
Yeah, I'm really extremely proud of our front seven, and tip the hat, like I said, to Seton Hill. They had a great game plan, and they executed it, made some tough catches and some tough throws. That quarterback took some shots on Saturday and got up and delivered the ball, and that's, when you got a fifth-year senior quarterback, that's what he does. We've got to tighten some things up on the back end and clean some things up, but just the way those kids battled and competed all day, we try and drop the last play. If they score a touchdown, hey, forget it, it's over, moving on. Mm-hmm. I was joking with Lamont McFadder in the office yesterday. I said, I think he had his third pick in 3 games. I said I would have liked it a little bit earlier, but we'll take it when you got it to end the game. But that's us. We're going to drop a bad game, good, bad, or indifferent. We're going to move on to the next, and we had a great day of meetings and prep yesterday, and I expect the same today.
And it's a long season. People don't realize it when you see the schedule because, football, 10, 12 games, doesn't seem like that long, but it's a long season when you get in the heart of it. And like you said, turn the page on this one and look forward to next week. And we'll do that right now. We're going to take a look back at this past weekend's thriller against Seton Hill. And then after the break, you'll see the highlights from last year's home contest against Slippery Rock. You're watching The Gary Dunn Show right here on CUTV.
The flag here, but right now if it stands, it's a touchdown for California. As the punt from Matt Stewart is on the ground, and this one is blocked. He is able to not pick it up, and California will pick it up as he gets tripped up there. As he is, and Nick Grissom goes right up that hole for a touchdown. The ball came out, but they're gonna call him a touchdown right away there. As Bird with the handoff. And this is going to be a touchdown for Seton Hill right up the middle of the field. Keir handing off to Jalen Bell, and Bell gets into the end zone for a California touchdown. 7-yard field goal for William Brazil. The kick is up, and it is good for William Brazil. Strong looking to pass. Airing it to the end zone. This is complete. What a catch there. As the snap is away, the kick is away. This one is up. And it is good. California adds 3 more, 30-21. Looking to pass. Under pressure. Over the middle. This is caught for the touchdown. That is John Mackel, the 4th. Keir Handing it off to Wheeler. Wheeler has an open space, and he's into the end zone untouched for the California touchdown. Looking to pass. Goes to the end zone. This one is complete. What a catch by Michael Ilardo. Sideline asking for some more noise. Christian Strong floating it. Wide open there is Sanique Sweeting. He goes untouched to the end zone. Seton Hill scores and takes the lead. Play action. He's going to go in the end zone himself. Pump fake. Going deep down the field, and it's going to be intercepted by Lamont McFadder. McFadder should just take a knee, and he will. California wins it on a Lamont Fadder interception.
Vulcan football is back. August 31st versus Ohio Dominican. September 9th versus Cheney. September 16th at Millersville. September 23rd versus Seton Hill. September 30th at Slippery Rock. October 14th versus Clarion. October 21st at Gannon. October 28th versus Mercyhurst. November 4th at Edinburgh. November 11th at East Stroudsburg. Catch all the action live with your home of the Vulcans. CUTV Sports 1 on YouTube and radio on 91.9 FM WCAL.
Do you want information on the 2017 Vulcan football team? Look no further than the Gary Dunn Show.
If I was really proud of our efforts, especially from our senior class that had been through a lot, and for those guys to walk out of here with the PSAC championship.
Coach looks back on last week's game and looks ahead to the upcoming opponent.
You know, we're really starting over and trying to build that foundation for the 2017 season.
Don't miss Vulcan highlights, PSAC standings, schedules, and much, much more.
Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
The Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichael's. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Belle Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV.
Kier handing it off to Gary Brown on the end around. Gary Brown dives into the end zone for the California touchdown. As Kier looking to pass. Under some pressure, going deep down the field to Gary Brown, and it is going to be intercepted by number 8. Kier with the snap, looking to pass. Airing it deep down the field to Dandridge, and it's going to be complete for the touchdown. What a catch by Jordan Dandridge. As it's going to be a handoff again to Shamar Green, and he's going to get in the end zone for the Slippery Rock touchdown. There is no flag on this one, so it'll be returned there by Jimmy Wheeler. Wheeler going up the middle. And he gets taken down hard with the ball out, and Slippery Rock comes up with it. And he is going to go to the 5-yard line. Slippery Rock lost the ball. California has it, so another turn of events here. Looking to pass. Going to be incomplete. Intercepted by California. And he is going to take it all the way back for the touchdown. Who but Jordan Bowman. As a blitz coming here. 3 men going. It's going to be intercepted easily there by number 3, Brendan Edwards. going to be a pass, and it's going to be a touchdown here for California. Easy money, as Tom Green had a little screen pass there. Looking to pass here. Airing it deep down the field. He's got Gary Brown, and it is going to be complete for a touchdown. As that is a high snap here. Patterson's going to have to go back, and the Rock are going to grab it in the end zone. That is a touchdown for the Rock, Dylan. Here, handing off to Grissom. Grissom, it gets into the end zone for the California touchdown. He's going to hand it off here, and he is going to go into the end zone for a touchdown for Slippery Rock. As Brazil, his kick is up with plenty of room. It's good. So California now leading 45-20. It's complete to Gary Brown. Gary Brown's got plenty of room here. Gary Brown has one man to beat. Shimmy is a tackler. Gary Brown is into the end zone.
And welcome back to the Gary Dunn Show. We're now in the second part of our show, Coach, and we're going to look at this upcoming week's opponent, Slippery Rock. We just saw the highlights last year, 52-26, doubling them up in an exciting game, and that was pretty much last year's coming out party because it's funny how seasons go, the storylines. You know, last year they were the team that was in the top 10 in the country. We were the team coming in. Now the scripts reverse a little bit, but like you like to say, it's next game on the schedule and got to play, right?
Excited. You know, this is what Division II football on the PSAC is all about. You know, excited to go up there and play. They're doing a tremendous job. Currently sitting at 4-0, I believe ranked in the top 20 in the country. Really, really explosive offense, averaging over 43 points a game. Throwing it around a bunch, mixing in some run. Really, really explosive offense. So we're going to have our hands full and cut out for us defensively. They've got some really, really nice personnel playing even front defense, do a lot of zone blitzing, a lot of mixing up their coverages, probably have the premier pass rusher in the country. So we're going to be a tough test, but this is why we play. This is where we're excited to go up there and obviously give it our best.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games as a fan, whenever you're looking when the schedule comes out in the spring, you circle that game against Slippery Rock because this is a rivalry. The last couple of years, it's been that. It's been a rivalry. There's been some upsets in between the two teams. There have been some blowouts. There have been some crazy plays. I mean, it's everything you want in a college football, teams that are an hour and a half apart to have.
Yeah, we need to focus on us. You know, our motto at our place is this game isn't any bigger than the last one or the next one. It's a one-game deal where we got to go up and prepare our best this week and play our best and really focus on California. I think some of the things that we're doing right now, if we can correct mistakes that we're making, then we're going to be in a lot better shape. So the focus has got to be on us all week. Obviously, we'll talk to our guys and prepare for what type of schemes they run, but the focus is on California. We've got to do a better job of taking care of California.
And we're going to see the scores coming up in a little bit from this past weekend. But Slippery Rock was in a similar type of game as California was this past weekend against Gannon, a game that was back and forth, and a game in which Gannon's running back set a record with over 300 rushing yards in the game. And that's something that you just don't see every day.
Yeah, we watched that game, obviously watching that game over in the office this week, and he had a tremendous day. You know, Slippery Rock was in the right position and had the right calls sometimes. And the kid made plays very similar to what we saw this weekend. You know, sometimes we had the right calls and we're in the right position, and the quarterback and receivers made great throws and great catches. You know, that's a good game. Gannon's a good football team, and to go up there is a tough place to play. You know, Slippery Rock did what they needed to do and come out of there with the win, and you know, it's going to be a good football game. And
it's another game where we're in the time of the season where every starting time is going to be different for the next couple weeks. And as a coaching staff, how does that change? Because you get in a couple weeks where you have afternoon starts, and then we're back. You know, this week it's a 6 o'clock night game under the lights. How does that change practice time, preparation? I mean, travel.
You know, our preparation remains the same. You know, Monday through Friday is always the same. Well, really Monday through Thursday, and if we're traveling on Friday, it's a little bit different. This week we're going to go up Saturday morning, so Monday through Friday will be the same. But we structure our schedule where we always eat at the same time before a game and just kind of adjust from there. So with a 6 o'clock game, We're going to eat about 1:30, 2 o'clock. We'll get on the bus here, short trip up there, and be up there in plenty of time to let our guys stretch out and get loose and then be ready to play a 6 o'clock start. But it is kind of different, the different time and starts that you get, because I know, like you said, the next 3 or 4 weeks are all going to be different.
Yeah, 6-2. I believe homecoming, our kickoff is probably 2 or 3, and then probably another homecoming the week after. So, like I said, just keep checking calvulcans.com to make sure you know what time the games are and where the games are, because this is a big game. It'd be great to see a lot of red and black in the visiting stands, because I was talking to Coach. They're promoting it pretty heavily up there, and it's one of those stadiums that on the Division II level, at least in the PSAC, it's kind of different because you have 2 full-size bleachers on both sides, and it's a pretty good home atmosphere that they bring up there.
Yeah, nice atmosphere. We're excited to go playing it. I think part of college is going on road trips, so if we can get the students to road trip up there, I'm sure you got some friends that attend Slippery Rock. Come on up and support us. I know we're going to have a big alumni group with us, and I know our parents will do a good job traveling. So it should be a fun night to play college football. And
that's been a great thing to see last couple of weeks, both the alumni group in the parking lot tailgating, the parents tailgating. Our guys have been going out there and get some interviews to get some show people behind the scenes of what's going on in the college tailgate. That's a great job for you and your staff to just get all that support behind you. Groundswell.
Can't say enough. Our parents do a great job. I know we talked a couple weeks ago. Mrs. Baker kind of organizes that deal and getting all the parents together. And then we've got some tremendous alumni that are at every home game and really support us from really every era, but some guys that are there every week. So I stop out before the game and talk to them, and then I try and get out there after the game and thank them. But it's nice. It's great to have the type of support we have here at Cal U.
So definitely come on out if you're a fan and see what it's all about. And that kind of wraps the thing on this past week. We do have a Twitter question, if I could talk this morning. Coach, what is your plan of attack for these next 2 weeks with Slippery Rock and IP back-to-back? That's from at Stevie Ruff. I can guess your answer is probably going to be 1 week at a time, but I'll take the words out of your mouth. But
we could talk about the plan for Slippery Rock.
That sounds good.
and it's going to be to focus on California. When we're focused on our details and can control what we can control, we play our best football. And I talked to the team about that in our team meeting yesterday. We've really got to be detailed up this week. Each week as you go, the ramifications and things are bigger, but it goes back to it's a one-game schedule. This one isn't any more important than the last one or the next one. So we've got to be on our details. There's too many mistakes, mental mistakes, alignment mistakes that we're making right now to be in the middle of the season. That's going to be our focus this week.
Well, let's take a look back and put a bow on this past week with the scores from around the PSAC. First week in a divisional play, we see our game 44-41, then Slippery Rock Gannon 49-45 up on the shores of Lake Erie. And the other 2 games in the PSAC West, Edinboro traveling to IUP and losing 38-7, and then Mercyhurst 21-18 over Clarendon. Mercyhurst, coach, it seems like every year they get those run of victories at the beginning of the season where they're beating teams that close games and surprising people.
Yeah, nice win for Mercyhurst. They're doing a nice job. Not sure exactly what their record is. I believe they're 3-1 right now. They're doing a nice job of winning a lot of close games. Obviously, Indiana's putting a ton of points up on the board, and then we've already talked about the Slippery Rock Gannon game. Big game where a lot of points were scored. So.
And it's a fun time of year in the PSAC with divisional play. And let's take a look at the scores that happened on the other side of the Susquehanna River. Westchester traveling to Lock Haven 35-14. Cheney going to Bloomsburg, losing 48-19. Shippensburg putting up 40 on East Stroudsburg. Shippensburg is another team that's really playing well right now. And then Kutztown over Millersville, 41-21. Let's take a look quickly at the standings after 1 week of divisional play in the PSAC. A lot of 1-0s and 0-1s, but you can kind of start getting an idea of what is happening throughout the course of the season, because we're in the middle of it. So let's take a look at the PSAC West standings right now. From the first week of divisional play, California IP, Slippery Rock, and Mercyhurst all 1-0. I see 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 2-2, 2-2, 1-3, 0-4, and 0-4. And looking over into the PSAC East, Shippensburg, the lone undefeated team remaining overall. But Shippensburg, Bloom, Kutztown, and Westchester all 1-0 after the first week of divisional play. Cheney, Stroudsburg, Millersville, and Lock Haven are 0-1. And the good thing is, those 0-1s and 1-0s could become 1-1s or 2-0s. Let's take a look how that's going to happen in this coming week's schedule in the PSAC second week of crossover play. As you see on the right side, times starting all over the board. But in the east, you have Kutztown at Westchester, East Stroudsburg at Cheney, Lock Haven at Shipp, Bloomsburg at Millersville, Gannon at Mercyhurst, Clarion at Edinboro. IUP at Seton Hill, and California at Slippery Rock. And Coach, if you're a fan and couldn't make it to our game or had a chance to check out another game, what would be?
Yeah, two games jump out at me there: the Kutztown Westchester game, and then the Mercyhurst Gannon game. Kind of the battle for Lake Erie up there. The two really good football teams that are playing well right now. In Gannon and Mercyhurst, and then you've got the Westchester Kutztown game is going to be a big game to decide, to see what happens over there on the eastern side.
Yeah, so a lot of good games this coming weekend, the PSAC. And one more graphic, Coach, check your phone. That's for the fans. This is the national rankings. There's no change in California. There was a big upset as Ferris State lost. They dropped out, but Shepherd, 3 Super Region 1 teams in the top 5, Shepherd, IUP, and California. Then this coming week's opponent, Slippery Rock, clocks in at number 18. So a lot of good football being played in the in Super Region 1 and the PSAC. And the PSAC West.
It's a grind, and Super Region 1's doing a really nice job. Shepherd's obviously really good. Indiana's really loaded this year. Slippery Rock's 4-0, so it's a lot of good teams. Great graphic.
I don't think anything was misspelled this week.
No,
so
look good.
It's a great time to be a fan of the PSAC. A lot of good football, so make sure to come out, check out the California Vulcans. Come on up to Slippery Rock this week at 6 o'clock. If you can't make it, WCA on CUTV have you covered. WCA will be live on over the air this week since it's an away game, so you can check in at 91.9 FM a half hour before the game to hear this show. And then provided that the 4G service in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania is good, you'll be able to see our live video. We're slowly starting to weed out some of the issues we've been having on the road. So it's one of those things where to troubleshoot, it has to be under game conditions, and we're slowly getting to the point where we're checking things out, and we can check off one thing. It's not going to be 95 degrees like it was at Millersville. Looks like, Coach, it's going to be a great weather day, 65 degrees for kickoff, and autumn day in Slippery Rock.
Great day for college football. I talk about it here all the time. I sound like a broken record, but at the Division I level, you really don't have the local rivalries anymore, and that's what's special about the PSAC is we're going to load a bus here at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to take a short trip up there and play a really good opponent. So it'd be a great game to come and see. Students, one of the best things about college is going on road trips. Load them up, and let's get up there to cheer this bunch on.
And that's 6 o'clock on Saturday. Coach, thanks a lot for being here, and we'll see you up at Slippery Rock on Saturday, and hope to see a lot of fans up at Slippery Rock as well. So for Coach Dunn, I'm Gary Smith. You're watching The Gary Dunn Show right here on CUTV.